Yesterday was just a normal day. I had a long to-do list: emails, work, and chores. My mind was tired, and I felt a little lost. So I told myself, "Sunny, just sit down, write for 5 minutes." Only a few lines. And I started. One sentence became another sentence, then another. Slowly, something beautiful happened. I stopped thinking about my problems. I forgot my phone, and I forgot the time. It was just me and the words. Ideas came naturally, like a quiet river. When I finally stopped, I looked at the clock. Almost 2 hours had passed, but it felt like only 10 minutes. Strangely, I did not feel tired. I felt calm, full, and quietly happy. In that moment, I realized something simple but important. A happy life is not always about having more time. Sometimes, it is about how fully we live inside the time we already have. We all need a space to slow down and find this feeling again, and that is why I created Glow and Grow. This is more than a place to learn English. It's a quiet space to slow down, grow, and become a little better every day. If this is your first time here, I'm truly happy to have you. Thank you for being here with me. Today, let's talk about how to enjoy the moment and make it stay in your memory. Maybe the happiest people are not the people with perfect lives. Maybe they are the people with a thick memory. Their lives are not perfect, but their lives feel full. They do not measure life only by years. They measure life by how many moments they were really there. They remember a kind word from a friend. They remember a quiet morning. They remember the hard days that made them stronger. They remember a small meal, a long walk, a deep conversation, or a simple moment when they felt truly alive. These moments stay because they lived them deeply. They paid attention. They were present. But some people have a thin memory. Their days are always the same. They work, eat, scroll on the phone, and sleep. Then tomorrow, they do the same thing again. When life becomes only a routine, the brain stops noticing. Everything looks the same. Time feels fast, but the heart feels empty. So maybe the difference is not only about how long we live. It is about how deeply we live. When someone speaks to you, are you really listening? When you eat, are you really tasting the food? When you walk, do you feel the ground under your feet? Do you feel the wind on your face? When you look at a flower, do you really see its colors? When you shower, do you feel the warm water on your skin? Many times, we live almost like robots. We do things, but our mind is somewhere else. We are thinking about yesterday. We are worrying about tomorrow. And we forget to be here. But a thick memory is built from these small moments. It is built when you pay attention. It is built when you slow down enough to feel your own life. If you are not present, the moment passes without leaving much inside you. It happens, but it does not stay. To live deeply, you do not need a perfect life. You only need to come back to the moment in front of you. Come back to the person speaking to you. Come back to the food you are eating. Come back to the air you are breathing. Come back to this small, simple moment. Because in the end, your life is not just what happens to you. It is what you truly experience. And the more you feel your moments, the richer your life becomes. In psychology, there is a very interesting idea called flow. Have you ever felt it? Imagine you are doing something you love. Maybe you are painting, playing music, writing, or learning something new. You look at the clock and suddenly, wow, 3 hours have passed. But it felt like only 5 minutes. This is flow. Flow happens when you are fully in the moment. Your mind is not busy with other things. You are not thinking about the past. You are not worrying about the future. You are just here, doing the thing in front of you. But here is something important. Flow does not happen by accident. It often happens when the task is just right. If the work is too easy, you feel bored. If the work is too hard, you feel stressed. But when the work is a little difficult and you have enough skill to try, something changes. You begin to focus. You begin to enjoy the process. And slowly, you enter flow. In this state, you do not need to force yourself to work. Your focus feels natural and light. Everything feels right, step by step. And here is the best part. When you finish, you do not feel empty. You feel satisfied, calm, and quietly happy. You feel that your time was truly used, not wasted. Many researchers believe that people who experience flow more often are usually happier, because in those moments, you are not just passing time. You are truly living it. Why do we love games or sports? It is because they are not too easy. They are difficult, but they are also fun. There is a goal, a challenge, and feedback. You can see yourself getting better, step by step. Flow is very similar. A lazy day on the sofa may feel easy, but after some time, it can also feel empty. Nothing is wrong with resting. We all need it. But if we only choose the easiest things, our mind begins to feel bored. Our brain does not only want comfort, it also enjoys a small challenge. When a task is a little difficult and you use your focus to do it, something changes inside you. You feel more awake and more involved. You feel that your effort is going somewhere. Maybe you are learning a new English lesson, writing a paragraph, or cooking a meal with care. The task may not be easy, but it gives you a sense of progress. And that progress makes you feel capable. It reminds you, I can do this. This is why a busy day in flow can feel better than a lazy day with no direction. In flow, you are not just spending time. You are using your time for something meaningful. You are growing inside the moment. This is also why hard work can sometimes feel like rest. It is not because the work is easy, but because your mind is no longer running everywhere. You are not thinking about the past or worrying about the future. You are simply here, doing the thing in front of you. In that moment, the voice in your head becomes quieter. You stop judging yourself and asking if you are good enough. Your attention becomes clear, and that clarity gives your mind a gentle kind of rest. Flow also gives you a sense of control. Life can feel messy, but in flow, you know the next step. You feel steady, and you feel that you are moving forward. Maybe this is why flow makes us feel happier. It helps us feel alive and connected to what we are doing. It turns ordinary moments into meaningful moments. Flow is not about doing more things. It is about feeling more deeply in the things we already do. It is the quiet bridge between action and happiness. Sometimes, joy does not come after the work is finished. Sometimes, joy appears while we are fully inside the work itself. There is a reason why I keep coming back to the idea of flow. Behind this word, there is a lesson I missed for a long time. I only realized it recently, and sometimes I think, Sunny, I wish I had known this earlier. Maybe if I had understood this before, my daily life would have felt much lighter and more meaningful. For a long time, I thought happiness was a perfect destination. I was waiting for the perfect job, the perfect dream, the perfect day. I thought happiness would come when everything in my life finally looked right. But slowly, I learned something simple. Happiness has two parts. The first part is this: to be happy now, we need to let time disappear. This means we are so focused on what we are doing that we forget the clock. We stop checking the time. We stop thinking about everything else. We are fully in the moment. It feels a little like being a child again, lost in play. The second part is this: to be happy later, we need to make time stay. This means that when the moment is over, it does not disappear completely. It stays in our heart as a beautiful memory. It becomes a small story we can remember tomorrow. So maybe happiness is not about having perfect things. Maybe happiness is about how deeply we live today and how warmly we remember it later. It sounds a little strange, right? How can time disappear and stay at the same time? It sounds like magic, but actually, you have probably felt it before. Think about the moments when you are deeply focused. Maybe you are working, painting, writing, cooking, or learning something you love. You do not check your phone. You do not worry about tomorrow. You are just there, inside the moment. And in that moment, how do you feel? You may feel a deep kind of peace. Your mind is not empty, but it becomes quiet. For a while, the noise in your head becomes softer. There is less pressure. There is less fear. There is less of that loud voice telling you that you must be better, faster, or more successful. There is only you and the present moment. And somehow, that moment feels enough. You are enough. What you are doing is enough. Life feels a little lighter, more natural, and more alive. This is what we call flow. This is happiness in the present moment. Time disappears from the clock because you are too busy living it with your whole heart. But if flow feels so beautiful, why is it so rare? Maybe it is because our world is too noisy. One notification, one message, or one quick look at your phone, and suddenly 10 minutes are gone. Our mind keeps jumping from one thing to another. But flow needs depth. It needs us to stay with one thing long enough. Or maybe flow feels rare because we are too busy. We try to do many things at the same time. We work, check our phones, answer messages, and worry about tomorrow. But flow cannot grow in a distracted mind. Flow begins when we choose just one thing and give it our full attention. Sometimes, we also run away from flow because it feels a little difficult at the beginning. It takes effort and patience. It asks us to stay even when the beginning feels uncomfortable. So we escape to something easier and faster. We choose things that make us feel comfortable right now, but leave us feeling empty later, like a short video or a quick scroll on social media. They feel easy in the moment, but after that, we may feel even more tired inside. So maybe flow is not really rare. Maybe our focus is rare. But the good news is this: flow is still available to us. We do not need a perfect life or a perfect day. We only need to return to one thing that matters and stay with it a little longer. Because sometimes happiness begins when we stop running away from the moment in front of us. So, we know that flow is wonderful, but how can we use it in our real busy life? It is actually easier than you think. You do not need to be an artist or a genius. You only need to come back to the moment in front of you. Let's look at 3 simple steps. Step 1. Start small. Do not try to change your whole day. That is too much. Just choose one small thing. Think about your morning tea or coffee. Usually, we drink it while checking messages or scrolling on the phone, right? Tomorrow, try this. Just drink your tea. Feel the warm cup in your hands. Notice the smell. Taste it slowly. For a few minutes, do not touch your phone. Let the world become a little quieter. You are not just drinking tea, you are practicing presence. And presence is the door to flow. Step 2. Stay a little longer. This is the secret to deep focus. When you work or study, you may feel bored after 5 or 10 minutes. Your brain may want to escape. It may tell you to check the phone for just 1 second. This is the important moment. Most people stop here. But if you want to enter flow, you need to stay a little longer. Try to stay for just 5 more minutes. At first, your mind may still fight, but slowly, it becomes quieter. You begin to understand the task more clearly, and it starts to feel more interesting. You begin to see the next step, and then, sometimes, you forget the clock. You have passed the hard beginning and entered deeper focus. Step 3. Save the moment. This is how you make time stay. When you finish a task, or when you have a good talk with a friend, do not rush to the next thing too quickly. Pause for 10 seconds. Take a deep breath. Look at what just happened. You can gently say to yourself, "This mattered," or "I am proud of this." By doing this, you are helping your mind keep this moment as a clear and beautiful memory. You are telling your brain that this moment is important. Slowly, your life will not only feel busy, it will feel fuller, deeper, and more meaningful. My friend, maybe a happy life is not always about doing big things. Sometimes, it is about doing small things with your full heart. So, after today's episode, remember these 3 simple steps. Start small, stay a little longer, and save the moment. You do not need to change everything today. Just begin with one small thing. When you drink your tea, just drink your tea. When you walk, feel the ground under your feet. When someone speaks to you, really listen. Little by little, your memory will become thicker. And one day, when you look back, maybe you will not feel that life passed too quickly. You will see a life full of small moments that you truly lived. Thank you for listening to Glow and Grow. I'm Sunny, and I hope you leave today's episode feeling a little calmer, a little more present, and a little closer to yourself. I'll see you in the next episode.